mode.
Good morning, traders. My name is Jake LaCure.
And I'm Joel Alcana, and welcome to Tuesday's edition, or Tuesday's Rally edition, or maybe not today, of Pre-Market Info.
Well, we did have 21 Tuesdays, or 20 Tuesdays in a row. Didn't quite make that 21st, but hey, maybe we get another streak started. Got enough time left in the year to possibly break the record, right?
Never. That will never happen again.
Well, we do have a lot going out in the markets today, Joel. I know you wanted to hop right into the SPOOs there. I don't know if you want to give a quick overview there.
Okay, couldn't hold the close right off the bat, 1642. Got two ticks above that. Then just started selling off here and got a low at 1625.50. That matches the intraday low from Friday, but I mean, I don't mean to scare our listeners or anything, but there's really no solid support levels here down to that 1596.50 level that we hit just 3 days ago.
Yeah, the Bank of Japan's really kind of shaking things up. Overnight, they had some headlines. Basically, Governor Kuroda is saying that they would not extend the maturity of their cheap 0.1% loans, which just kind of sent markets down. They did have some bullish comments about the world economy as a whole, but looks like the futures markets are kind of ignoring that. On the news, Joel, what are you seeing on gold? Perhaps you're going to get a little bit of a rally today?
Well, you would think, with the market being down like it is, that, there might be a little flight to quality here, but that's not the case with the gold market. I've been hanging out, holding that trading range at 1380, was holding it for a lot of the session. Then it took that out. Pretty good sell-off on gold here. Didn't get to my next major support level at 1357, getting a little bit of a rebound now. But boy, now it's distanced itself from that 1380 level. So gold is not a flight to quality today.
Another one to take a look at here is definitely the crude markets. Have been getting quite a bit of movement recently, especially with the more of the macro news here. Moving around a little bit this morning, trading down slightly. What do you think on crude today? You think we're gonna stay below that $95 level there?
It's a soft number there. We're 60 cents away from it. Made a double top from Friday and Monday above the 96 level, 96.25 to 39. If you go back here, we've kind of been in a trading range here. If you go back for the month of May, the lower end's been 91. The upper boundary's been 97. That's 6 points there. I look for some maybe to come back and have some consolidation around the 94 level. You do have three lows right around the 93.60 level, so that's the next major support point for crude.
More on the micro side, yesterday after the close, we did have Lululemon reporting earnings, beating on the top and bottom line, 32 cents on the bottom line versus 30-cent estimate. Well, revenues coming in strong at $345.8 million versus the expected $341 million. Company also increasing its fiscal year guidance, $1.96 to 2.01 per share versus expected $1.99. And also raising revenue guidance, 1.65 billion to 1.67 billion versus expected 1.64 billion. Q2 guidance coming in a little above street expectations too, at 340 million to 345 million versus expected 328
All good
million.
news, Jake, right? The stock's trading up $10, right?
Looks like that CEO resigning is just smashing things. That was kind of a little curveball they threw, raised everything up, made everything look nice and rosy, and then kicked the CEO out.
So you've stopped buying yoga pants? Is that what you're trying to tell me, that they're not doing this anymore? I mean, who can believe this drop after all that good news? We were looking at it yesterday at the dailies, and it stuck above 82 a couple times. Got above there yesterday, and then got a spike in the pre-market. I don't know. Someone obviously took the good news and took this thing way up here to 85, 87. And then I guess the CEO resigning there really sent a shudder through the markets here. Got down to 69.60. Since we've hit that 69.60 level, we have found major resistance at 72. We've made several attempts to crack that level. We would not. So if you are playing this from the short side, watch out if we get above 72. The trading pattern that I'm seeing now in the pre-market after the 69.60 low is that longs are either trying to protect the $70 level, or shorts that have been underwater for quite some time are eyeing the $70 level here as support. You have to, looking at the dailies here, below the $70 level, you have a low at 68.43. But hey, if you've been playing this stock here short for this whole consolidation period here, now it's opening up down 12 bucks at the $70 level. You got to expect that to act as some kind of support level.
Yeah, quite a nice trend line there, and with the fantastic guidance they've put out, I guess a CEO retiring is going to be taken as a resignation or firing. I don't know. Market really doesn't like it though. More on the macro side, we do have Dole. Looks like they're going to be going private. It's DOLE. CEO is going to make an offer of $12 per share for the company. Now, it's already trading above that $12 per share offer. That's a 15% premium on yesterday's close. Currently, it's trading up at $12.60. So it was up 21% on yesterday's close. Up even farther now. Quite a premium. I guess traders are expecting another offer.
Right. This is it had a little bit of a rally yesterday, so actually over the last couple days you did have a nice rally. So perhaps the memo got out there a little bit early. The fact that it's trading above that target price looks like the CEO is trying to get away with a cheap price here. 12.65 is where it's trading. So you might expect another fund, another private investor to come in here perhaps with a higher bid. Just to put this in the perspective of your favorite investor, Warren Buffett. He has been, since he got this Heinz deal going a few months ago, you're getting, these food stocks have been in the focus, and here's one where the CEO company is trying to take it private.
Definitely a good omen for shareholders there, getting a nice little premium there. Speaking of offerings there, we do have SoftBank increasing its offer for Sprint to $21.6 billion. Just keep bumping up that price, so Sprint should be getting a little bit of a rally today.
Right, the 740 level has been holding is pretty good resistance here. 750 was been the high since this chatter has been going on. So keep an eye on that 750 level. Keeping an eye on what's actually been trading in the pre-market here. 750's been the high in the pre-market. So looking like 750 here is a level to keep an eye on in Sprint.
Another one moving today is, well, perhaps not quite moving as much as it should be, is General Mills increasing guidance yesterday. Its EPS guidance for the fiscal year 2013 was 266 to 268. Increased it to 268 to 269, so a very narrow range there. Street estimates are still at 270, so it's a little below that, but it is increasing guidance there, so it looks like it's getting a little bit of a move now.
Yeah, just spotty trades here at the $48 level, but once again, the food sector here looking good. 48.20, 48.13 were the previous 2-day highs. So if this good news is really good news, let's bust above that 48.20 level, and don't see a lot in the book here until you at least get in the upper 48 handle. Perhaps take a look at 49.15, which was the high on May 29th.
Another one moving around this morning is Facebook, especially after yesterday's rally, trading down about 1% right now. Looks like we're giving up some of those gains yesterday, Joel. Maybe that upgrade wasn't as bullish as everybody thought.
Yeah, it exceeded my targets a little bit. I was looking at for maybe the stall 24.30 level, got a little bit above there, so perhaps tried to pick a top a little bit too early. Don't like when you have these kind of gaps in the markets. You have a gap between Friday's high at 23.40, yesterday's low at 23.99. Trying to sneak into that area in the pre-market, low in the pre-market 23.96. So can't hold that $24 level. I expect Facebook to just kind of grind its way back down, fill that gap down to 23.40.
Now, in other news, we do have the WWDC, Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference going on this week, so definitely something to keep an eye on there. Did unveil its iRadio app yesterday, which hit Pandora briefly, but seems to have disappointed traders. iOS 7 looking a lot like Windows 8. Personally, I think I don't know that it's pretty, but it reminds me a lot of the new Windows Phone. What do you think of some of the releases there, Joel? I think it's anything incredible?
I don't pay a lot of attention to anything but the stock price. And what I noticed is that in anticipation of what Cook's going to say, you just had this slow rally up to, I believe we got up to 449 and 449.08. And then once he started talking, obviously really disappointed in investors. Looking at this stock trading down in the pre-market along with the SPOOs, taking out yesterday's low. You got a minor support point at Thursday's low, 432.77, but the major support really comes in at the 430 level. That was the low on May 10th. But as volatile as this stock is, as much news as you've had out of over the course of really since May 20th, it's traded in a 20-buck range, which is just unbelievable. So coming down to 430 is going to be the lower end of that training range, and perhaps get a bounce off that level.
We also had some news out of Boeing this morning, upping its forecast. Ironically, over the next 24 years, or 20 years, it's saying that they're going to need an additional 35,000 new airplanes. Now, Jack Welch was on CNBC this morning, and when they started announcing that this 20-year forecast, he just kind of started laughing. The fact that they were even giving a forecast for 20 years out. Definitely interesting to be looking that far down the road, but definitely a little bit of a bullish forecast there.
Has Jack got over Obama winning the election yet, or is he still freaking out over that? I remember he was very upset about that on CNBC. So I don't put a lot of stock in what he has to say. 101.35 has been the low in the pre-market, so it's trading down on this supposed good news. This stock has had just one major run here, announcing the news, not getting big follow-through on it, so the street, maybe with the SPOOs down as much as they are, they're just taking this with a grain of salt. In fact, we're going to be opening up into support here. Yesterday's low was 101.51, so unless you can get a bounce right off where it's trading now, I look for it to go down and test Friday's low right at the figure, right at $100. So when you get good news on something and it doesn't move the stock in the direction that it should be going, it's you got to be a little bit hesitant.
In ratings news this morning, we had the ratings agency Moody's lowered. Lazard Capital Markets downgraded the company yesterday from a buy to a neutral rating, while Benchmark downgraded the company this morning from a buy to a hold, while raising its price target from 60 to 71 bucks. You wonder if Moody's maybe lowered the rating on the debt of one of those two companies, so they decided to fire back with the downgrade. I don't know there.
Yeah, that's interesting. Downgrading the stock, but it's just hard to believe that things that go on by these analysts, it just doesn't make sense sometimes. You do have a double bottom here at 63.27, 63.37, still a buck away from there, so that's a buck and a half. Major support there. Coming back on the upside, fairly tight range yesterday. 65 as the close, so above that you're looking at the high at 65.61.
Another one that we had announced in the news this morning was Texas Instruments, that's TX and Tango X-ray November, narrowing its Q2 EPS guidance, kind of telling traders closer to what they think it's going to be. They were predicting 37 to 45 cents per share. They have narrowed it to 39 to 43 cents a share, so it's looking like they're kind of zeroing in there. Sales have been narrowed down to 2.99 to 3.11 billion. So looking at a pretty narrow range there for Texas Instruments.
Yeah, the news, when that hit, you got a spike down to 35.52. Been getting a little bounce since that level, just a few trades at 36. Let's keep an eye on yesterday's low, which was 36.12. You need to get above that to get a rally, perhaps get back up to the close at 36.62. It's that 35.52 low in the pre-market, pretty close to Friday's low at 35.66. After that, 35.21 could be a minor support level as well.
Well, that covers it for the headlines this morning. Joel, you think we're going to get another Tuesday rally here, or you think we're going to start a trend of declines on the Tuesdays?
Well, I think if you're going to give me that much of a head start on it with the SPOOs down 15.5, I think I could pretty much make any kind of wager you want that we're not going to end up positive on the day, but you're a little bit smarter than Dennis, so I don't think I'm going to be able to get you, rope you in on anything. What I'd be looking for here, if this downward move continues below the 16.2550 level, we are looking at Friday's low at 16.18. That'd be a little bit above the average daily range. That's the next major support point. After that, Thursday we traded under 1600 down to 1596.50. So those are your two levels to look at on the downside. If you do get a rally here, any kind of rally back up in the 1630 handle, especially on Monday's low at 1634.50, I expect that to act as a major resistance point. Well, that's a regular part of our broadcast. We'll be back in a second to answer any questions you may have.